Amen.
Hi, Mercedes.
Hey.
How are you? Good. All right. All right. Well, welcome back. You're here for your cardiovascular exam. Okay. And is it okay, Mercedes, if I video this and upload it to YouTube for my instructors to look at and grade? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So first of all, I would have taken Mercedes' vital signs and this, and I would have checked her blood pressure. I'm going to check on her right arm, sitting in the lying position. All right, and then I'm going to check Mercedes' chest wall. No, I think no. We'll do your neck veins first. Okay, so I'm going to have you lay back. Mercedes, do you mind turning your head that way? Comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mercedes is lying at a 30-degree angle, and I'm looking at her blood vessels. I'm checking to see if I can see the external jugular vein, which would be about here, and the internal jugular vein, which is what I'm going to use to do her jugular venous pressure, and then I'm going to check the carotid. So let me see if I can feel, and let's see if I can see a little pulsation. Okay, see the pulsation? All right, about there. So it's at 1.5 centimeters. And I'm going to feel for carotid pulse. There it is, and I'm going to listen. See if I hear it breathing. Okay. So I felt no thrill and heard no breathing or no preferred murmur in her carotid. All right. So next I'm going to palpate. When I was doing my inspection, just looking at her chest and looking for the precordial pulses, I really can't see them, but over the, this would be the aortic, the pulmonic, tricuspid, and aortic and pulmonic are on the second intercostal space, the second intercostal space on the right side is the aortic, second intercostal space on the left side is pulmonic, and then about the third is the tricuspid. In between the third and fifth would be Erb's point, and then at the fifth, over at the midclavicular line, would be the point of maximal impulse, or the mitral. Okay. And so I'm now going to auscultate those areas. It's a little nippy here. Oh, cool. Okay. And she has no murmurs. Oh, check for splitting. That's the one thing. So I'm going to ask Mercedes to take a deep breath in, and I'm going to see if I hear any splitting, which would be when the aortic and the pulmonic valve usually close together, but sometimes they close just one closes before the other one. And she's going to see if she has that. Take a deep breath in for me. And out. Good. No. And she doesn't have that. Oh, let's see, did we cover all of that? And I hope that I said earlier when I checked her, she didn't have any lifts or heaves on inspection. And now I'm going to check Mercedes' extremities and then her pulses. So looking at her arms, warm and dry. There's no lesions. Then looking at her hands, there's no lesions on her hands. Her fingernails, although they do have some polish on them, there's some areas that doesn't have polish, and they are pink. With there's no clubbing in her fingers, and capillary refill is less than 2 seconds. I would do each finger, all 10 digits here. Okay. And then checking for her, let's see if you can see that. Checking for her radial pulse. And filling no thrills, and it's about +2. And the brachial, +2. Femoral, +2. Down popliteal. This one's a little deeper. 2. I'll get to that leg in a minute. And looking at her legs, I don't see any spider veins, any varicose veins, and no stasis, venous stasis, or any sign of arterial or venous insufficiency or venous stasis. Checking for her dorsal pedal pulse. Posterior tibia. Got it. Okay. And I would check capillary refill on all 10 of her toes. And she has good capillary refill. Less than 2 seconds. Actually, that one was like 2 seconds. And then I would check the other leg. Did I do the pulse over here? Very good. That one's easier. And then check the pulses over here and check the capillary refill. I'm not quite sure if I did the pulses, look for her aortic, where's my stethoscope? Okay, so one thing that I missed earlier was her abdominal aortic pulse. So I'm going to listen now. That is a little bit cold. Sorry, Mercedes. Go ahead and check the renal arteries. and the femoral. And each with no bruise. And that's a quick. Okay. So that concludes our exam. Thank you.